and welcome to our third and final part of the Blazon series, which will be about blazon cultivation and then where to find blazons. So, blazon cultivation is under smelting in your troop training buildings, and smelting is basically the ability to liquefy your blazons into blazon crystals. And once you do this, you cannot turn them back. So when you do this, you want to be committing to refining your blazons. But wait a minute, how do you refine your blazons? Well, if I go to my mounted troop, you do need your blazon to be level 20 before you have the cultivate available. Replaces the upgrade. So if we go to cultivate, as you can see, you can increase your blazon's buffs by literally doubling them. So as we can see, they can get up to a 15.5% on in rally mounted troop attack on the top one, and my basic attribute is the same. So this is effectively the way that you would refine general gear. So the best way to view it is upgrading them through the levels up to level 20 is basically, instead of there being 5 gold stars for a general, there are 20. And then when you finish upgrading them, you want to refine them with the extra buffs for your troops. Exact same thing here. It's just that instead of just using refining stones and gems, you're using refining stones and blazon crystals. So you do need 10 of them to increase the buffs. If I go to my smelter, I will just select another 9 so I can show you the difference. And then I go back to my mounted, go to cultivate, and bang, I then get an extra 5% attack when hitting monsters, obviously 1% monster specific, 2% when attacking, so that's PvP related, and then another, not 2%, 0.2%, and then another 0.2% when in rally troop attack. So when I'm hitting a monster, I'm getting an extra 0.5% attack. Obviously, this is going to cost a lot of refining stones and blazons to get a very small buff. However, once you've got them to level 20, it does mean that it is a guaranteed buff when you're using them, compared to blazons beforehand when you're upgrading them, where you may hit level 10 or 15 and not have the buffs that you want. You may get the training or the capacity, or a defending or attacking, and you want the other one. So from what I have seen with the cultivation, I haven't done a massive amount of cultivation myself yet, is that they can go up from anything between 0.1% and 0.4% for a specific one. So this one is obviously 0.1%, but it could have gone up by 0.4%. I haven't seen it higher. They may do. And then it can also go between, from what I've seen, just one individual stat increase to 3. I haven't seen all 4 of them go up at the same time, but I assume it is possible, just very unlikely. So obviously, just a quick rundown. They need to be level 20. Once you turn them into blazon crystals, you cannot turn them back. So make sure when you are committing, you are committing. And just remember, when you are going through the smelting process, you can lock your blazons to save them being smelted, and you do have a blazon filter function, so you can go through and look for specific types of blazons that you want to smelt down, or you can just go through them individually beforehand and just lock every single one that you want to keep. So that is refining blazons. It is fairly simple once you have it explained, and as I said in our first episode, it just goes back to, it is effectively the same as general gear, just slightly more levels, and slightly more annoying in some ways. So obviously, as we've ended with one of the most expensive ways of upgrading your blazons, we need to know how we can get these blazons. So there are some specific events which really help you get your blazons. So we're going to go through some daily ones that you can do quickly. So if we go to our tavern, you do have the activity. In the 110 points chest, you do get 1 blazon, so you can get 1 blazon a day from this. You can also go to a level 13 or higher tile and get a junior blazon chest from that once a day as well. And then there are monster events such as the Sphinx event that is currently on right now, where you can get blazons dropping from these. There is a limit. I do not remember what the limit is. I could not find it for the life of me. But there is a limit to how many you can get. So if you get to the point where you're not getting any drops, you've probably hit that limit. But this appears every weekend. So it's 2 days a week that you can be getting these blazons. And then there are other monster events such as the Neon one that came by, where we had the festive box which dropped a ton of junior blazons. That event though, unfortunately, is a once a year event, so we're going to have to wait until, end of January, start of February of next year for this event, and hope they keep the festive bags. Then we have some other events that aren't currently on, such as the Alchemy Shop, Feasting Revelry, and I'm going to butcher the name, but I'm going to say it anyway, Hecate's Moon, which also have boxes available for redeeming. But then we also have the Monarch event, which has chests once you hit the maximum scoring during the week. So there are 5 times during a non-SVS event, and then 6 times chance during a SVS event to get blazon boxes every day. Well, most days except for the weekend. And then we do have some pay options that you can go through, which I will show you now. So we have, if I just go through, so some of the good pay options are the Ancient Dynasty Treasury, and you can get blazon boxes here, but these also give you junior blazon cores, which aren't the same as blazon crystals. These are specifically for upgrading your blazons. So in some ways, just look at this as getting 8 blazons for the value of the money. So you can get 5 days worth, and then you can get 20 extra once you've bought 3 of these days, and then at the top here either another 30, or you can get a dual blazon, which is nice because you can specifically look for the ones you want. After the 5, we also have the Super Blazon sale, which is here, and you can either buy them individually or all together, and once you get them all together, you do get the dual attribute blazon chest fragment, but you'll need to do this 10 times for that. However, you do get 17 blazons. I believe, yep, you can use your triple down on it as well to get extra, and you get a few other little goodies when you do it as well. And then the other option for some of our bigger spenders is the Sulis Wishing Pool, which did get buffed in the most recent update. So you can get 200 blazons if you're lucky enough to hit it, or if you force it through by buying it. I don't believe you get any yet. You don't get any from completing it, but there is that 200 blazon pack that you can get, which is obviously a significant help in your blazons. So that concludes our blazon series of beginning with the individual blazon stats, going on to the sets and upgrading, and finishing on refining and where we can find them. If you have any questions, please put them in the comments. I will do my best to answer them. And please like and subscribe to the video and look out for future content. Thank you very much and goodbye.